things, and it is trying, because SHA is a service that has bypassed the treasuries of counties, and so I'm hoping the monies that go into the public hospitals can do something. Mr. Speaker, we are faced with two challenges even as we support this. Now, the first challenge is one thing we need to ask ourselves. What is it so difficult, Mr. Speaker, for any of our public hospitals to just be clean? That you can walk in and walk in like any other hospital. Even in Europe, public hospitals are clean. And clean does not need anything. You have people who are washing. What is this that is so difficult to make it a place where even when you walk in as a public person, you will feel you are walking into a hospital to be treated? Before even I'm treated by the doctor, I walk into a clean place. That is the challenge number one we must deal with. And one time I asked Kenyatta, what is this that is so difficult to just clean Kenyatta and make it a hospital that used to be those days? And Mr. Speaker, the other thing that we need to ask ourselves, while we know that promoting equity in public hospitals, which is a public hospital that serves the diverse of many of us, of our populations, Mr. Speaker, do we need to treat our people in the terms that we do, especially, Mr. Speaker, when you walk in? You know, there's that hospitality-friendly receiving of a patient. Is there a need for us to also change that attitude and bring in, even as we bring in this? Mr. Speaker, the other thing, resource allocation. This motion will help us, yes, to assist in terms of resource allocation, because the more we go in the public hospitals, by the way, I am treated at Kenyatta Hospital many of the times. And because I like going there, and the other one that nowadays has come, it's very affordable, Jalaram. We just walk in. The other day I went for my eye clinic just at Royal. These are hospitals that are very friendly to the public. They go for many medical camps. And you just walk in. My small dispensary, Gatina, you walk in, it is as clean as anything. And therefore, I always say, the challenge is not the hospital. The challenge is the person who has decided as a Kenyan, I want to run this hospital. If you want to run it well, it will do. It's the same way we run our CDF offices. You find some MPs are doing very well, excel, but we are in the same. And so, Mr. Speaker, it is not about the hospital or what is wrong. It is about us, me, the Kenyan who has been given the opportunity to serve in that office. I decide I want mediocre, it will be mediocre. I decide I want to make things work, it will work. And so for me, I will plead to us who are the ones who have given the opportunity to run even these hospitals, can we just make it right for our people? The other thing, Mr. Speaker, this motion now brings in is setting an example to us that it is important we demonstrate commitment, that indeed to public service and institutions, Mr. Speaker, that yes, if I walk into that hospital, I have a commitment. I'm not just doing it for PR. I do it because the same doctors, and this is not something about just hospitals, even our doctors. Honestly, as you take me to your private clinic, what are you saying at that time, Mr. Speaker? Because I'll walk into the public hospital, I'll be treated the first day, the second day I'll be told where now to find the doctor, in his clinic. Can we have a culture of appreciating that when I walk there, you can treat me there, without now telling me now to walk into your private entity? Because that's how the private thing thrives. And number three, can we stop now making health in our country? And this House, Mr. Speaker, must come up with a bill that says, this is the moderate rate you can charge. Because what we have now gone to is, in some places, people believe health is a maximum profitable entity. It's no longer a place where you can say affordable. That's why even when you have SHA, you'll still pay some sum of money, and you'll be wondering. And maybe that's why our young people even are wondering, what is all this we have made to be so difficult that they can't work even in a hospital, afford the hospital, Mr. Speaker? That is why we are in this crisis. And we must ask ourselves, how do we become accountable? How do we become an example of those who would wish us to serve? And that is the other thing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, reducing inequality, this motion brings in the issue of supporting institutions and also just looking at the social economics that we have, all of us. And so even as we do all this, and even as we say we are bringing in the policy, until we change the attitude of ourselves, until we realize all these things we are not doing for just today, it is for generations. Those who built for us Kenyatta Hospital are wondering, why is it that we don't have another bigger Kenyatta Hospital? They are wondering. I mean, you look at what their forefathers have done for us. We as this generation, Mr. Speaker, we have very less. In fact, we are killing every institution they tried to build. We have created so many things until we have made them so political, until people wonder now. And it is our mistake, and we must deal with that mistake. And so even as we talk about health, and even as we talk 2020 to 2030, you realize when we were doing the 2030 vision, and we need to thank the president. I know many will say everything, Mr. Speaker, but he has tried to look at what was the vision of 2030 and how can we achieve a few of the goals that the late President Kibaki wished this country would have been. That is why we have that affordable healthcare, SHA. It is in the Vision 2030. That is why we have affordable housing. People complain. Affordable housing is a vision of 2030 where we agreed as a country we shall have 200,000 units a year, which we have never achieved. We are about to finish the Vision 2030. I think there are many other things we have not achieved, but can we achieve a few for the sake of those who started the vision? Even when they are gone, they will feel that we left something for this country that we are able to remember. And as I finalize, Mr. Speaker, it is for me to plead to our young leaders that indeed all these things have foundations and have steps. We have wronged, yes, but you cannot tell me you cannot also join in to make it right. That you're speaking on the periphery and pointing fingers. There is no longer pointing fingers. We are waiting Vision 2070, and I'm hoping the president, as he moves to 2027, will have started a foundation of what is this we can achieve beyond 2030. What is it that we have not achieved? What is it that we have not even started? Because we have many issues, Mr. Speaker, and you remember the SDGs. When we started the Millennium Development Goals, when we came and realized we are finalizing, we came into the SDGs. And so the 2030 vision must be picked and we check. The Agenda 4 that time the president, former president, and the president now head is the same agenda the president is pushing. So we can't be there then. At the same time, we are the ones pointing fingers. We are the ones fighting ourselves. We are the ones killing the agenda. We are the ones saying they are doing nothing. It is Vision 2030, and this policy of health is part of that vision. I beg to support, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, members, before we go to the Honorable Member for Seme, join me in welcoming students from Blessed Christian Center School, Makadara constituency, Nairobi County. They are seated in the public gallery, and students from the Fountain School, Gatundu South, Kiambu County.